So good morning everyone. How are you people? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. So hope you're doing well, Mohammed.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Yeah. See that you solve the problems, everything up to date and keep it ready. You have your sketchbook with you or drawing in sheet of paper?
Sketchbook, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So that is better. So people who don't have sketchbook, if the semester get delayed, then you have to paste those sheets in the sketchbook. If time is not there, if time is there, you can redraw. But we don't know exactly what happens when the college will commence. So to be on safer side, all the A4 sheets, what you are drawing right now, what you have submitted in the Google Classroom, please maintain it safely. Okay, because I need all the art copies in the final thing to assign marks on your sketchbook. If time is not there, you have to paste the same A4 sheet in your sketchbooks related to the problems what you write. So please keep it safely. And yesterday I have uploaded 5 videos related to the problems on pentagonal lamina. Okay, so I have explained in depth all those problems you have to submit. I have given the due date hopefully by next Monday or Tuesday. Okay, so before that you have to see all the problems you are going to solve. So I'll just brief out the concepts related to that right now, and those problems you have to submit. So after that we will go for hexagonal lamina. So whether any lamina it is, if you are thorough in the concept, then you can solve any number of problems in case. It is not like for pentagon you have a different procedure, for hexagonal lamina you have a different procedure. No, the concept of the quadrant system, the front and the top view and the side view remains same. So you should be very clear enough in understanding the concepts. Fine. So fine. So I have posted these assignment questions for you all in the Google Classroom yesterday night only. So we have solved 5 problems in pentagonal lamina. So now we are focusing on the 6th problem related to it. So what does the question says? Please read thoroughly. It is an pentagonal lamina of side 25 mm. Whether it is side or edge, it remains the same. The dimension is of 25 mm and it has one of its side both on HP and VP. Okay. Then it is a position given. So in the first stage, you will show the position with respect to HP, and VP inclination is not given in this problem. Instead of that, it is told indirectly that the side which is resting in HP is resting on VP also. So here we are solving the problems in which the inclination with respect to HP and VP is not given, but the description related to how the position of the lamina is given. So based on the description given, you will align the second stage and the third stage of the given problem, and you will also determine the unknown inclinations angle with respect to HP as well as VP. Okay. So then what is the second sentence? The corner opposite to the side on which it rests is 15 mm above HP. So here inclination with respect to HP is not, also not given. But the locus of line 15 mm above HP means above XY line you will draw, and then you will fill the front view of the first stage to the second stage. So it is an indirect way of giving the description without giving the inclination of the angle. In this case, how you solve it? So when you read the problem, it is in pentagonal lamina. It is resting on one of its side. So you have resting on one of its side, and it rests on both HP and VP. So when both resting with respect to HP and VP is given, always first consider the position of the side resting on HP. In that case, we will start up with our top view and then go for the front view. You know already how the position of the lamina will be when it is resting in one of its side, right? So I will just share you the Okay. So in the primer, they have given a wrong question. Okay, so it has been moved alternatively. So we are focusing currently on so this is the problem, but the question here is wrongly typed. I have discussed, I have shown you the question already. So it is the question which is being replaced. So for problem 24, they have given this question. It is not the case. It is for problem this. Okay. So this is the question. A pentagonal lamina of side 25 mm is having a side both on HP and PP. Okay, the corner resting on the side in which it rests is 15 mm above HP. So what you do is, first when it is resting in one of its side, we start up with the front view, sorry, the top view, and then we go for the front view. When it is resting on the side, you will show the side first and then the corner away. Don't show the corner first. So you will first draw the top view of the pentagonal lamina with side 25 mm. Everyone know how to construct the lamina. I have explained in the YouTube also. Okay, so please construct it and write A, B, C, D and E. After that, you have to take the projection above. So when the observer views from here, A will be visible. You will write it as A dash. E is on the same line. It won't be visible. So we'll write it in the bracket. And then you take the projection. The projection line should be very thin. From here again, you project it above. B will be visible. You will write B dash. D will not be visible. You will write it as D dash. It will be hidden. So in the bracket. Then you extend the projection of C to C dash. So you please darken. After completion of each stage, please darken. Don't forget. Everyone, some people are making mistake. Okay, so projection line should be very thin and the visible line should be thick. After completion of the first stage, leave little space. Don't be too congested or leave more space. Convenient space you leave. And in the question, what is being asked? The surface which was inclined is now 15 mm above HP. The question here is wrong. You see here, this is the question. The corner opposite to the side on which it rests is 15 mm above HP. Okay. So this is the corner which is opposite to the side. So that we have projected above. So this entire surface is now inclined to 15 mm to HP. They haven't given the inclination angle, but they have given the location where you can shift your front view from first stage to second stage. So you will take 15 mm above HP because you have to fix the corner opposite to the edge at an locus of 15 mm above HP. So if you take 15 mm above HP, draw the locus, fix one point and name that as A dash, B dash. After fixing that point, you measure this distance, how much it is, and cut an arc which falls on the locus of 15 mm. So now you have shifted our front view from first to the second stage. Then you join this and darken. After darkening, take the projection down. Then you also extend the projection of the front view. Then read the locus. Some are making mistake in identifying this position. It cannot be exactly half of it. You have to measure using the compass from this end to this end how much it is and keep one end of the compass here and cut an arc. It will not be exactly at half. Some are showing 3/4 and in the center. Please measure this distance from first stage how much it is. Kindly mark accordingly. Or else you'll go wrong in the entire second and third stage and you will lose marks. In examination, you won't be having a retake. In assignments, you can take a retake, not in examination. So after that, you please take the projections down, extend, read the locus. So locus of A dash is meeting A here. So this will be our point E. Locus of E dash is meeting E here. Similarly, locus of B dash with B, B dash with B, and C dash with C. So you will get all the corners. Once you get the corners, while drawing only, you know it is the visible view. So please increase the thickness of the line, or else at the end you will forget. So they have informed it is 15 mm above HP instead of giving the angle. So after completion of the second stage, use the protractor and find out what is the angle theta, inclination with respect to HP. Please write down what angle you are getting. If you have drawn successfully, you will get angle theta exactly equal to 23. If you have any manual error, you may get 1 or 2 degree less. But see and achieve, try to get perfection. So after this, what is being told? The side which was resting on HP is resting on VP also. Apart from this, no inclination with respect to VP is given. So that is the only hint how you will shift the third stage. So now we have to look the side which is resting on HP is now resting on VP, they have told. So this is the side which is resting on HP, means this side is parallel to our HP plane. So now the side which was parallel to HP plane has to be shifted parallelly to VP plane. So this is our VP plane, right? So for VP plane it has to be parallel, means it has to be horizontal. And it is told it is on VP, means you have to shift this side which was resting on HP to XY line. No angle here related to VP, but description is given. Based on the description, you have to now align the side AE on XY line. So you will leave some space, mark this point as A, measure the distance how much it is, make the other point, use the scale and darken it. After this, now you have shifted the second stage lamina to the third stage here for the side AE, and see that the first stage and the second stage, the true length of the side remains same. There is no reduction in the side even though it is inclined to particular angle, because inclination with the side remains same. If it was a problem with the bisector, then the true length of the bisector is different here and the apparent length is different. And if in the question, if it was told the bisector was inclined to particular angle, then you have to determine the beta angle. So it is not the problem on the bisector, it is the problem on the side. So you will directly take the side either from the first stage or the second stage, it will be the same. So you will fix that. Then you have to construct the remaining part. So to construct the remaining part, you will identify the midpoint. Here, same distance from this to this, mark it, and from there you draw a perpendicular line. So after drawing the perpendicular line, you measure this distance how much it is. From midpoint to C, you cut an arc. You get the point C. Then you identify from this to this what is the distance exactly. Okay, so you mark on that line. From that line, you draw a locus. That is not shown here. You please draw a locus. After drawing the locus, you measure the distance from E to D how much it is. Cut an arc on this locus. And again measure from A to B how much it is. You cut an arc. Okay, so you got all the 5 coordinates. Then you join A to B, B to C, C to D, and C to D. You got the top view now shifted such that one side which was resting on HP is now resting on VP also. So once that is satisfied, the final stage you have to determine. So this is simple. What you do, you take the projections from each corners from the top view. Then you extend the projection from the front view also. Then start reading the locus. So this side is on VP and HP also, so that it will be exactly on XY line. So this AE you have drawn already, and other A dash and E dash you draw it, because the locus of A and locus of A dash is on XY line. So A dash will be here only, E dash also will be here. So remaining locus you read. Locus of B is meeting B dash at this point, so this is our B dash. Locus of B is meeting B dash at this point, so this is our B dash. Locus of C is meeting C dash at this point, so this is C dash. Then join all these with visible thickness line. So then you will get the final stage of the problem. So this is how you have to construct the pentagonal lamina when no inclination with respect to BP and HP is given, only description is given. So it could be resting either on the side or on the corner. If it is corner, this will be shifted here, side will be coming over here. So you have to read the entire question and understand before solving the problem. Okay, so this is about the first question. So let me take the screenshot of the attendance. Just a second. Along with that, kindly type your name in the chat room. Yeah. So now, so we will go for the second problem. So this is the second problem, means the seventh problem in our pentagonal lamina. So it is a regular pentagonal lamina of side 25 mm. It is resting on one of its corners on HP. Whenever it is told resting on HP, you have to start up with the top view and then go for the front view. So it is resting on the corner means first you will show the corner, then you will show the side opposite to it. So while reading only, you try to analyze. While the side opposite to the corner touches BP. Okay. So the side which is opposite to the corner touches BP means in the third stage you have to show that side on BP. Here they haven't given the inclination with respect to BP. Only inclination with respect to HP is given. So if the lamina makes an angle of 60 degree with HP, draw the projection of the lamina. Right? So this is the problem exactly. First was resting on one of its sides. So now we have to show the problem resting on one of its corner. And even in this case, inclination with respect to BP is not given, only with respect to HP is given. This is the problem. Okay, inclination of with respect to HP is given. This is an extra data which has been given, which is not used here. So please don't add this. Okay. So there is some modification in the question what we have to do. So whenever it is a problem resting on one of its corner, you have to show the corner first. In previous case, it was resting on one of its sides, so you showed the side. And now since it is resting on one of its corner, I've shown the VP-HP inclination, how it will be in the YouTube channel. Still, if you have difficulty, you can watch through that. So with respect to the corner in HP means we will start with the top view. So construct and rectangle, pentagonal lamina showing the corner first. So you can't start directly because you first draw the vertical side, measure 25 mm, take the interior angle of 108 from both and measure 25 mm, cut an arc. From here also you measure 25 mm, cut an arc. From here you measure 25 mm, cut an arc, both meets at some point. Join all the corners, you will get the top view. And this is a true shape of the pentagonal lamina, what you get when you view from the top. And then you will project this above. Observer view from here, A will be visible, you will write A dash. Observer views from here, B will be visible, you will write outside. E is on the same line, but it won't be visible because he's seeing from here. So E dash, you will write it in the bracket. Similarly, here also C will be visible, you will write outside. D dash will be not visible, you will write it in the bracket. So first stage, you
Ma'am, you're not able to see the problem.
are not able to see the problem. Just
No, ma'am.
Are you able to see? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is how, so whenever it is told it is resting on one of its corner, we should show the position of the corner first. In the previous problem, we showed it resting on one of its side because the side was resting. Since it is resting on one of its corner, please show the corner first. Okay, and then construct the pentagonal lamina as told. So first you will draw the vertical edge, measure 25 mm, and then you take the interior angle of 108, again interior angle of 108, measure 25 mm, cut an arc, measure 25 mm, cut an arc. From here again you measure 25 mm, cut an arc. From here again 25 mm you measure, cut an arc. All the corners you got, join it, and then take the projection above. So while taking the projection above, always the observer will be here. So which is readable, you have to write outside. A will be visible, you will write it as A dash. B will be visible, you will write it as B dash. He is along the same line, it will be hidden because he's seeing from here. So write it in the bracket E dash. Again, when you view from here, C will be visible, write outside. D will be hidden, write it in the bracket. While drawing only, please darken the each stage or else at the end you will forget. Dark the top front view as well as the top view. And in the question, they have told the side opposite to the corner is inclined to 60 degree to HP. It is making an inclination of angle 60 degree to HP. So now the surface which was parallel to XY line has to be shifted to 60 degree. So first leave some space, fix this point, name it as A dash and take 60 degree to HP. After that you measure this entire distance and cut an arc on 60 degree line. Many are making mistakes. They are marking B dash, E dash at the center. Don't do that. Please see the measurement what you have achieved in the first stage. Use the compass. Keep one end of the compass here A dash. Measure the other end of the compass at B dash, E dash exactly. Use the same distance. Come here. Fix one end of the compass here and cut an arc on 60 degree line. Okay. So then you will get the distance B dash and E dash. This you have marked already. If you haven't, take directly from A dash to C dash, measure the distance, keep the compass here and cut an arc. Then you join there only immediately. You have to darken this line. After that, please take the projection down. After taking the projection down, extend the projection from the top view also. After extending the projection from each corner, start reading the locus. A is here, locus of A, locus of A dash. It meets here, so this will be our point A. Locus of B is here, locus of B dash is meeting at this point, so this will be our point B. Similarly, locus of C dash is meeting here, so this is our C. Locus of D is meeting B dash at this point, so this is our D. Locus of E is meeting E dash at this point, so this is our E. So after this, join all the corners. You will get the required pentagonal lamina, but this will be the apparent shape, not the true shape. Okay, so this they had given inclination with respect to HP, you did it directly. But the other part, this they haven't given, this is an extra part. What they have told, the side is resting on one of its corner on HP, while the side opposite to this corner touches VP. So it touches VP means this is the corner in which it is resting. So the side which is opposite to the corner touches VP means it is on VP. So this side BC which is opposite to the corner has to be aligned on XY line. There is no need of inclination of angle in this case. It is an extra part given. So please omit this. So what we have to do now, with the description, without the help of angle inclination, you will leave some space and fix the side here. Before fixing, you have to check whether beta angle is needed. It is not needed. Why? the true length of the side here in the first stage is equal to the true length of the side or the edge in the second stage. You can see it exactly. It is 25 mm. It is not compressed due to inclination. If it was the problem with respect to bisector, then the true length of the bisector is bigger here and the length of the bisector is smaller over here. Then you need an apparent angle beta. But only in case of bisectors, or the medians in case of triangle, or the diagonal in case of square or rectangular lamina. Okay, so here you will leave some space and fix one point as D. Then you measure this distance exactly how much it is, mark it on XY line. So now you have shifted this side on XY line. So remaining part of the lamina has to be constructed. So for that, the first procedure always is to find out the midpoint of the side BC. Measure the midpoint from here to here, how much it is, or from here directly you measure the midpoint. From there you just draw a vertical line. It should be exactly 90 degrees. After drawing vertical line, from the midpoint, you measure this distance A, how much it is. You cut an arc. So you got three corners, B, C, and A. So two more corners is needed. So to get two more corners, you should know this distance, how much it is. From here to here. So from the midpoint, you measure this distance, how much it is. And from that distance, you draw a locus. So it will be passing through E and P. Okay, but we haven't marked E and P until now. So you'll just extend this line similar to this. After extending this line, you measure this distance. D to E is how much. So using that distance, keep one end of the compass here and cut an arc on the line what you had drawn. Similarly, from C to B, you measure the distance. Keep one end of the compass here and cut an arc. Okay, so you got the other two edge corners. So all the five corners you got. So name it E and B as per shown here. So you should not edit any names here. How we have drawn here, same way you are replicating in a different direction. The same order of naming has to be retained. After naming, you join it. So now we have shifted the top view of the second stage in such a way that the side opposite to the corner is on VP. So once you have achieved it, the last stage is very easy. Because all these are direct, only this was little bit twisted way of explanation. And then you will take the projection from each corners. Don't miss any of the corners or you will go wrong. Take the projection from each corner. Extend the projection here also from our front view. After that, read the locus properly. Locus of E is meeting E dash here. So this is our E dash. Locus of B is meeting B dash over here. So this is our B dash. Locus of C is meeting C dash. Locus of D is meeting our D dash. After joining, first you do the naming. Do the naming and then only using dark pencil, join directly with the thickness line. Okay, or else you will forget. And many people are doing some other mistake. They are just drawing a line. They are not showing X and Y. They are not showing VP and HP, which are mandatory. And some are forgetting to show the dimension of the side. At least one side has to be shown with respect to the dimension which has been informed in the question. Okay, all these plays a vital role. And neatness. The problem what you're solving should be neat. You don't erase and make the page darker. Okay, it won't be visible and it should be very neat since it is an engineering drawing subject. It is not a theoretical one. Okay, so please consider the part of neatness and perfectness along with the problem solving. Then you get full marks even in the examination. If you practice from now onwards, so at the end you will be very good in drawing, okay, with neatness and perfection also. So this is how you have to solve the problem related to the second one. So now let us start up with the third problem. So what is the third problem here? So until now we were focusing on pentagonal lamina where the inclination with respect to HP and BP is not given. Okay. So next is a problem in which HP and BP inclinations are given. It is direct question and it is a problem on perpendicular bisector, but still we don't take the apparent angle either alpha or beta. Why? In the question, because they say the lamina appears to be inclined. Whenever you get the question appears to be inclined, even though it is a problem on perpendicular bisector, we will directly shift the second stage to the third stage without determining the apparent angle. This concept you should keep in mind. In examination, what student does, he reads all the questions thoroughly. Okay, he tells, okay, everything is given. It is a problem on perpendicular bisector. Okay, let me determine the beta angle. They will forget to see whether it is directly inclined to HP or it is appears to be inclined. That he has to read properly. If he goes wrong in reading this, then you will determine, end up with beta angle, then the problem for the third stage marks will be ruined up. Okay, so please, you should be aware enough. So now read the question. It is a pentagonal lamina of side again 25 mm. It is resting on one of its corner on HP. So you will show the position of the corner first and the side in the opposite direction, and it is resting on HP means you will start with the front view and then go for the top view, such that the surface makes an angle of 30 degree with HP. So you will project the top view to the front view. Front view will be a line, so that front view will be then inclined to 30 degree to HP. So then you project down to get the second stage of the top view. In that case, it is a problem on perpendicular bisector. So the perpendicular bisector thickness will be of true length in the first stage. In the second stage, it will be compressed. So whenever in the problem is on perpendicular bisector, I told you initially you have to determine the beta angle. That is true and I agree. But in this case, even though it is a beta angle problem, in the third stage, what is being told, the perpendicular bisector of the edge passing through the corner on which the lamina rests appears to be inclined to 30 degree. It is not directly told it is inclined to 30 degree, and hence we don't determine the beta angle in this case. Okay. So we have to draw the top and front view of the lamina. So I will share the problem to you now. Okay, let us go for that problem. Okay, so this is the problem. I have explained you the question already. So since it is resting on one of the corner, you will show the corner and the side will be in the opposite edge. You know how to construct the lamina. So first you will draw the vertical edge, take all other sides. After that, since it is a problem on perpendicular bisector, join the bisector. The bisector is nothing but how you get from the corner to the opposite side, you will get the bisector. And again, if you take this as a corner, the line what it drops here will be perpendicular to it. Okay, since we are taking AC as the front view, you have to show the bisector here only. So from A, you draw a perpendicular line to the opposite side. So this will be our perpendicular bisector. So after constructing the top view, again the procedure is same. You will take the projection above, observer views from here. So you be thorough which will be in the bracket and which will not be in the bracket. Okay, so that you will name it. So this will be our front view and the top view of the first stage. So this is common, what we have explained already. So then what is being told? So the surface now is inclined to 30 degree to HP. So in the second stage, you will leave some space, fix this point, take 30 degree, measure this distance, cut an arc on 30 degree line, name this as C dash, D dash, name this as A dash. From here to here, you measure the distance. Using the compass, you cut an arc, name it as E dash and B dash. Even this is same. Then you take the projection down. After taking the projection down, you extend the projections from each corner of the top view also. Then you get the intersection points of locus from A to A dash, name it. B to B dash, name it. E to E dash, name it. D to D dash, name it. C to C dash also. C dash is here. So you name it. So you got all the corners joined. Along with that, since it is a problem on bisector, you will name it here. So if you are naming here as M, name here as M1 in order to identify it. That is helpful in determining beta angle. But here, so second part is over. So what is the third part? So what is being told? So the perpendicular bisector from the corner to the opposite edge appears to be inclined to 30 degree to VP. Since it is told appears to be inclined, we won't determine beta angle, apparent angle beta. We will directly shift because it is not told it is inclined. It is appearing to be inclined and hence no beta angle. So this will be simple for you all because no beta angle. You will take 30 degree to VP. After taking 30 degree to VP, the procedure is same. You have to fix one end of the bisector. Either M you can fix or A. So here we are fixing point A. So you can take 30 degree in this way or 30 degree in this way also. So in this case we have taken in this way. So leave some